Three, 2, 1, go.
Here we are.
We're on.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Vance Nation.
Whoa. Got a lot of electronics working here.
Oh, yeah. Fancy stuff.
Before we get started, you guys can check us out on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, BitChute.
I think that's
all of them.
You're not on TikTok or Pinterest or any of those fancy ones?
Not yet. We might have to expand. You might teach us a thing or two there, Vance.
Oh, don't get me on the TikTok, man. My wife, there's that song, what is it, Something Love. As soon as it comes on, she's right into the jumping around.
Kim does that?
Oh, my God. She feels like she's a specialist. She's trying to train people now.
Nice. Well, as you guys can see, or if you're watching on the internet or YouTube or BitChute, you can see we got a bunch of good goodies here. Mm-hmm. Vance runs a lot of local businesses, some online businesses. Vance, you want to tell us what you got going on?
Yeah, so I brought a little sampling of a couple of our flagship beers. We're the Brew Juice here, which is our Imperial Double New England Style Hazy IPA. Real creamy, low bitterness. Has a lot of wheat and oats in it. And then, of course, the Rat Trip, which is kind of our out of the outer space type beer. It has some very unique hops in it and gives you a nice smooth flavor for a beer coming in at 7.6%. But yeah, we're kind of the IPA kings in the area, in my opinion.
I'll tell you what, I drink a lot of IPAs, and this is a really good beer right here.
It's designed to be drinkable. Good. It's still a summer beer. It's not too bitter. We kind of sow our oats, if you will, on the doubles and the IPAs. We're toying with some triples, and but yeah, we have some unique brewing processes that we're using over there to control the different types of oils that you can extract from the different variety of hops that are out there. But literally, we can make almost the same formula at different temperatures as a lot of people will blow through their brew process because it takes 8 to 10 hours to brew a beer. But when you start pushing 12 and 13 and remashing and adding hops at different temperatures, it gets to be a very long evening. But it's well worth it when you get the creaminess, and a product I think is unique to Lake Rat here in Celina, Ohio, for sure.
I think so. I mean, I haven't tasted a beer like this.
Yeah,
ever.
Really?
It's got a lot of flavor, way more than I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
Frank, you're not real into IPAs, not like Stolly is, but either way, I had a little sip of that one as well. Great beer and the brew juice, good as always.
Well, yeah, we're happy about them. It's a great thing being a small. We're kind of a boutique brewery here in town. Mm-hmm. We're not the biggest, and we're not spread out all over the place. But people if they want to try our beer, they got to come to Celina.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of brings. I think it's brought a different segment of tourism to our town. Mm-hmm. Of course, Moeller got a jump start on us there a year before us. And but right away he saw the tourism, and it just confirmed what we were looking at too. Is people are coming in beer buses and touring small towns.
Seriously.
And now we have 5 breweries in the region here, and it's amazing. Even our analyticals on our POS at the store, it tracks where people are from. Mm-hmm. Not really who they are, but where they're from. And since the brewery opened there, our analytics have switched from, being like, 60% local and 40 out of town. Now it's more like 70% out of town.
Wow.
And 30% local.
That's a lot. That's a big difference.
And it's all notable and you can see as before we had, 12 taps of, Mad Tree, Fatheads, a lot of out-of-town breweries and stuff. But once the Lake Rat came on, you can just see the analytics just boom. The Lake Rat beers are selling to a lot of the tourists, and they're taking a lot of things with us. But the nice thing about it is it's bringing people to the area. You know, those same people will be in the brewery, and they'll walk around to the boutiques. And so it brings a lot of tourism to our town, being on 127. And now with the other 4 breweries, it's, you know, a brew buzz from Cincinnati or Dayton or Columbus. It's amazing. They'll show up, hey, we're here from Columbus. We're checking out 5 breweries. And we're
That's
like,
awesome.
wow.
This is a perfect area for it. I mean, a lot of German culture, and Germans are pretty good at brewing.
Pretty good at drinking, too.
Yeah. It's worked out for us. You know, it started out kind of slow. Celina was you know, as you say, we're all Germans here, but it's, you know, it was accustomed to the domestic beer, you know, the velocity beers is what we call them.
Velocity beers, like that's what you call like the light beers?
Yeah.
Velocity.
The ones
Not heard that one.
Yeah, that's in the industry, that's kind of what a lot of people like to have, a velocity beer on tap of their own, you know. So we have one that's called Bobber in the Pond. It's
I love the names. The names are great.
The names are half the battle, it sounds
I know.
like.
Yeah.
And you guys are killing it.
It's like
with
borderline getting a patent, isn't it? You have to like apply for a name.
Yeah, dude. And I looked up on that. That's crazy. How many breweries and how many names for beers that there are. It's awesome.
You have to register them all with the state of Ohio.
Okay.
And it's nice because then, like Brew Juice, we were really, I forget what the name was we were really initially looking at. And then I was like, man, how about Brew Juice, you know? And we were like, somebody's taking that for sure.
No one got it.
Got it.
We got on there, and it came back, and nobody had it, and they approved it. And we were like, oh, man.
Okay. Well, that's perfect because you got the brew house.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, we had another one. We're brewing a new. We also do pretty good with the sours, which is kind of a new thing. But we trained down at Urban Artifact a little bit with those guys early on.
Those guys have great sours.
Oh my God,
I love their beers.
They educated us on a lot of stuff. Them and Sam Adams, we attended their school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
And but the sour, we're making one with it's pretty wild. I wished I had a picture of the new tap handle. The Evans Fabricating here in town will be making it, but
nice.
it's a she devil.
Yeah.
It actually came the guy that made the all the beard oil and beard product graphics. He designed it as one of the female lines for like women's shaving cream and things like that. So I was like, man, we're gonna make this blood orange sour, you know, and it's gonna be real ruby red.
Yeah.
And well, what are we gonna call it? And boom, there it was. We haven't got it approved, but it's already submitted. But we're She Devil. What the hell? It's I forget the name. Oh, it's the She Devil Brew. It started out as Devil's Brew, but there's like 5 million of those already. So
Good at that.
we're trying to do the She Devil, but as you can tell, it's not as catchy as the Devil's Brew. We're still working on a name for that one, actually.
I think She Devil's not bad.
I like it.
Oh, I like She Devils.
Tell us about the beard oil.
So the beard oil is a kind of cool story. We sponsor the Mercer County Facial Hair Club beard competition for like the last 4 years, and they bring in people from all over. I mean, the Midwest here, actually, but a couple hundred people come into that competition.
Holy cow.
It's a big event for us, and they have different categories, you know. They've actually named a category for our company now because we sponsor a lot of these things. But it's the Gnarly Beard category. We kind of have this logo.
Yeah.
So do you get a vote on it, or are there other judges that decide?
I've gotten to judge one time. My wife Kim's judged a couple of times. They tend to like her a little better than me.
There's some probably gnarly beards though.
Oh my God! I mean, there's huge ones. If you go on gnarlybeard.com or gnarlybeardcompany.com, you'll see a lot of our, especially on Facebook and Instagram, a lot of our competitors. We have a beard team. Excuse me.
No worries.
You can kind of see there's some of our competitors.
You guys do some coffee too?
Yeah, we have Brew Nation has coffee. So, during this pandemic, the site didn't have beer on it and it didn't have coffee. But when we bought the Shopify store, it really gave us some options on. It educated me about Shopify. I'd never heard of it, and I'm really digging the e-commerce and stuff.
Oh yeah,
It's so powerful. Shopify, I'm always mind blown by the size of stores you can get with Shopify. Like there's giant businesses using Shopify as just as just everything, really.
It's crazy, and it links with Amazon. It links with you have a Facebook store, Instagram store. Of course, Facebook and Instagram are
Pretty much
One of the
same now.
same.
yeah, and there's a Pinterest, and of course there's Twitter. There's a lot of the gentleman that started the store that I bought from was a veteran. And thanks for your service, Brian.
Yeah.
But he was the mastermind with the formulas, him and his wife. And he's a barber over in Fort Wayne at the Postmodern Barber Shop. And they sell these products there, but he just didn't have time to do it anymore. And I was I'd started growing my beard, and he had done such a great job with the advertising and the media. If you go onto the Instagram account, you can you should go to the bottom here and find the link. Sorry, I got allergies, but
You're good.
it's what it is. You kind of that's just the recent stuff, but if you get down into it, you can see a whole ton of beard competitions.
and it's at Gnarly Beard Co on Instagram. So
Yeah.
check them out, give them a follow.
But it's pretty. Our Friday the 13th thing is coming up. That's a sweet oil blend. It's kind of a blend of leather and dirt, but it really gives them a real masculine outdoor scent. And we'll be rolling that out for Halloween.
I love the graphics. Yeah,
dude.
That's a competition that the company sponsored.
beard battle.
Yeah.
So Vance, with the beard oil, what exactly is it doing? Like, is it all for the smell? Is it improve texture? Does it help you grow a better beard? What's the deal?
Yeah, it's a combination of things, all of which you mentioned. It's basically when you start growing a beard, most people will feel the itch a little bit at first. Like I'm kind of regrowing mine, and what happens is your follicles start extracting the oils out of your skin to help nurture its growth. So in the meantime, your face is getting dried out and scaly underneath. You may not see it, but that's what's causing the itch. And then some people will even get bad dandruff if they don't do some sort of treatment to it. So the oils are all natural oils, and they're blended in a specific way to create nourishment to your skin. And it has this cool applicator. Oh, this one's up. You kind of see the applicator there, and that's designed to get up underneath the hair. And the 5 products you see here are all scented. This one's the Judo Air.
Judo.
And we have the Timber Beast, which is a real woodsy cedar shavings type thing.
Well, that'll be pretty sweet.
We have the Acid Drop, which is an energy type event. And then we have the Old Fort, which is real woodsy and country type thing. And then we have the Nightcap, which is one of the favorites. It's the one I brought Hank drinking the Crown Royal. I thought he'd dig it.
The nightcap. You're
Yeah.
famous for those. My sister comes to town and she says, whenever you guys get together, it turns into a late night. And I think one nightcap turns into a couple sometimes. But you guys know what a nightcap is? At the end of the night. Yeah, Vance, you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last drink, supposedly.
Oh, yeah.
You might drink beer all night, and then we get to the end of the night. My friends and I, a lot of us will pour a big bottle of Crown down and mix a little nightcap up and sit around the fire. Help you sleep a little bit.
There you go.
But yeah, that's where that really pushed me over the edge when we bought the company. We were teetering about it because he had shut the store down and it had been off for like 6 months. So we were worried about the regaining the strength,
Momentum.
the momentum. And But yeah, I saw the nightcap. Oh, that's it. Let's do this deal. That's kind of my claim to fame. Sometimes late at night, I'm always pushing my wife to stop for a nightcap. Of course, now at this 10 o'clock shutdown, it's making it difficult. I can't make those poor choices I used to make.
Hopefully it makes the after party a little more fun.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed with our friends. Now it's you're at the bar till 10. You can still get home safely, and then you can have, get a little loose wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. You ever been to a diaper party?
No.
A diaper party.
No.
Sounds like you have been, though.
Saturday night, this guy had his wife and him are having twins, and his friends threw a diaper party. I was like, whatever. And they bought 150 wings. They rented the brewery, and like maybe 25 of them showed up, and man, just like hundreds of boxes of diapers.
What?
Yeah. And I was like, there's only 20 people here, and they ordered like 50 cases of beer. I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
They were drinking like crazy, and diapers started getting thrown everywhere. It was wild. I was like, then the shots, of course. You're like, oh, no. How could this get much wilder? I was like, I thought this was going to be like,
relax.
some relax. Hey, here's your diapers. Check out these, size 4.
So you're doing that at Java, right?
The brewery over on that side, we have some basically space that people reserve for parties, and it's worked out good now with a lot of people didn't want to cancel their parties, but it gives them a space over there, and we can actually set up all the food as a catering event on that side, so they don't have to interact with any other guests in the restaurant. But at our place, we're pretty serious about the spreading of the virus. So
that's actually something I wanted to talk about. It seems like you guys over there have taken it more seriously than probably anywhere else in town.
I'd agree with that.
I'm sure it brings in some, but it feels like you're probably leaving a large market on the table. And what kind of led you to making those decisions, I guess?
Well, it's a lot of our team have concerns about it, and we're friends with people that run the area hospitals, and we kind of have taken their advice, and our health inspector in town, and of course all the flags that you're getting all over the internet and whatnot. And I've known people that have had it. It hasn't been as serious for the people I've known, but with Megan Jeffries and some of that seemed pretty intense. So that kind of pushed me more to error towards the cautious side, and somebody like that goes through something like that. Even one person like that, I wouldn't want to be the I got it at Brew Nation, and all of a sudden there's a big issue and you're in the paper.
Adds another layer of complexity when you're a business too. You have to almost err on the side of caution.
And it seems like they've pinned most of the guilt, if anything like that does happen, on the business where it comes from, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's tough. It's been a weird thing, but things have gotten better. People, at first there were some people who were irate about it, and what do you do? It is what it is for us. I said, there's plenty of places that you probably could go to that aren't going to ask you to wear a mask when you go to your chair or go to the bathroom. It's not that hard. But, it's definitely put a strain on the economy in general,
Oh, yeah.
I know, I think all three of us, Frank, Jacob, and I, we don't think the coronavirus is that big of a deal. But, in our experiences, and I had a bunch of family members who got it. I've had it.
So have I.
Yeah, and it was no big deal.
Yeah.
But I can see it from your end to be a little bit cautious, especially as if they were to crack down, it'd be on you guys, and who knows what the repercussions would be. But it's got to be frustrating to see some of these other guys just going wide open.
Well, I had a meeting with the health department and I wanted clarification because, we were doing what we were doing. We definitely have seen a difference in business because of it, and I don't mind, people making the decisions for their business. It is what it is, and the repercussions, could be severe. They, so far they haven't been. But she said it's not a state law. So the people in other cities, Columbus, Cincinnati, they really hit hard up around Cleveland and Toledo. They have a task force. And the people that have been has escalated to a meeting with the state. It's basically, they've hired an attorney, which is expensive, but they fought it, and it's been dismissed. It's hard to fight it because it's not a state law.
Yeah, exactly.
But it could change, I don't know.
I hope not. I mean, I hope it stays pretty democratic and they don't just pass a law.
Yeah.
It sounds like the House does not really want anything to happen.
Because I just
the
think
state house, you mean?
Yeah, the state house. Yeah.
I just think it'll pass eventually. So it's like, why make laws for something that's inevitably going to end?
Yeah, it's the only reason they may, and this is just a kind of crazy thought, is they have to have something to do.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
They're sitting in all these meetings, and they have hundreds of politicians and whatever they are, but they all have to work, and these are things that they dwell on throughout, their workday.
Yeah.
That and hundreds of other things,
sense, yeah.
Oh, yeah. The day that politicians didn't work full time is gone for long.
Yeah, I could never do what they do, It's
I think you'd be a good representative there.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be too many beers in the morning. That shower beer probably wouldn't go over well.
I think it'd make you better at the
I
job.
can't even imagine DeWine taking a shower beer.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, this program y'all have, I was watching all of the previous people, and I was like, man, I dig these things. These, I watch them on a lot of the craft beer. The Ohio Craft Beer Association does some of these, and I haven't. My ticket hadn't been punched with them yet, but this is. I was like, especially in my e-commerce sites. We have another one called Big Fish Tuff Tackle.
Okay.
It's coming online. It's online. You could probably see it. We're still
Big Fish. What was it?
Big Fish Tuff Tackle. TUFF.
Oh, TUFF.
No, that's not it. That's my buddy's T-shirt store.
Got enough of those.
Yeah. You gotta.
That's.
Is there what you got a website?
There's I've seen that tough fishing stuff.
Yeah. They're making T-shirts. My friend kind of started doing that with his Big Fish Tuff. Go over here on the right. Hit that website. He's doing a lot of T-shirts, and he invented a true tip thing. And when we kind of were talking about all this, I jumped in with this angle on it, and we both felt like it was a good jingle for outdoor sporting goods. You can click on any of those things, and it'll take you to a lot of options.
I'll have to show my cousin. He's a fly fisherman guide on the Truckee River in Nevada. And
oh wow.
he would probably like some. He makes his own flies and everything too.
We're this thing's evolving. We're starting some things where you can make your own planing boards. You can make your own flies. There's a lot of kits and bars and things that hold them.
That's good, yeah.
It's a great hobby for and so we're going to add that to this. This thing's only been up for about a month and a half now.
Oh, really?
We're just kind of testing it. We've actually gotten some orders though, which is cool.
Nice. You ever go deep sea fishing? Or
Yeah,
fishing or anything
you'll
like that?
see us in here on down at the bottom of the thing.
You do that pretty often?
I go as much as I can. That's my nephew. We were out catching pompano in Padre
Seriously?
Island.
Heck yeah.
There's some other
I
pictures.
can't believe
in
there's fish like that.
That's my brother-in-law. We catch these things on Lake Fork. That's kind of when we started Big Fish Tuff Tackle. Is down on Lake Fork with my brother-in-law, and these are stripers. And that's the fishing guide down there that my brother-in-law works with.
That's some good eating.
They're both retired. You can catch these at Lake Cumberland and Norris Lake, too.
Are those tiger bass?
That big?
Striped bass.
Yeah, okay.
Them things are fighters, man. They will flat out bend your pole over.
I went tiger bass fishing, and they might be called the same thing in the Cumberland before. And those things
nice.
were just, oh my gosh. You drop your line like 40, 70 feet down, and you just wait.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
at like 4 a.m. Just wait, and then they just pull. It's just a battle.
Yeah, it's weird. We were Went down and filmed some stuff for the website with this guy. We were out one morning, and he put a shiner on, a little bait, and reeled out about 30 feet of line, and then he tied a balloon.
A balloon
to it, and the fog's rolling in, and he's got these two planing boards going, and this trolling motor's moving us around, and I was like, hey, that balloon floated off. Grab that pole, man. Wham, man. That thing, that's how he knew there was a fish on.
Yeah, it's like a milk jug and catfish.
It's the same concept, but it's the little minnow, of course.
Yeah. Holy cow. There's some big fish.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of this picture. I should have got myself one. That's the pompano. I thought we just got back from Cabo, and we got a picture on here. I thought of the striped marlin that Tom Coon caught.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
It's not on there. I must not have been loaded up. Yeah, we went to Cabo. Oh, there it is. That's us right there.
Wow.
Here goes Frank doing some techie stuff.
Wow. I'm like, oh, this is when I screw it up and everything goes black.
Yeah. Frank's a good friend to have, good person to know when it comes to tech stuff.
Dang, that's a big fish.
Yeah, the guy on the right, he liked the loss that he didn't keep his rod tip up real well. In the video, you can hear everybody yelling to the captain, keep your rod tip up, dude.
That's a big fish, though. Holy cow.
I think that one went about 180 pounds.
180 pounds.
Cow.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine pulling on that.
We ended up eating that thing. The captain sliced it all up, and there's a restaurant about 100 yards or 50 yards down that dock. They cooked it up, and it was real cheap there. If you guys are ever looking for an affordable vacation,
yeah.
I mean, this boat was like $600 for all day.
Seriously, $600.
Yeah, I think it was 6 hours, and we stayed at the lodge there during fishing season. It's not as as they don't have as many tourists down there, and super nice. Rooms were inexpensive. We shared rooms, and
that's a nice boat too.
Yeah, them cats on the right, it was their boat.
Okay,
but they the guy on the far left and the one in the green shirt, we went up there and they got a little. They were drinking. Have you ever seen people drink wine out of them plastic, green jugs,
Oh, the jugs. I thought you were talking about bags.
No.
I know all about that.
I'm down with slapping some bags.
They had wine and green jugs.
Yeah.
Wine and green jugs. They make it?
Green. Oh, man, it's the worst wine on the planet. Those guys both drank like 1.5 gallons of each in the matter. They were like delirious. We were trying to eat, and their faces all in the food. We thought somebody might have roofied them or something. They were having a hard time, man. I looked up, and the old Policiano were standing there by our booth. I was like, man, you guys are fixing to get thrown out of Cabo in general.
Acting up.
Those are the guides.
No, these is my brother-in-law.
They were drinking the wine.
Yeah.
Oh,
and the guy on the left.
like, damn.
And that's his brother on the left.
Okay.
And they had a lot of fun, but they can't hold their wine.
I think wine does that to you after you drink about 1 gallon. After 1 gallon of wine.
On the ocean. It's 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Awesome.
When'd you do that?
It was probably about 10 months ago. It was maybe a little less. It was in November, I believe, is when we went, right before Thanksgiving. I think that's about right. It's almost a year ago.
Feels like a different world, eh?
It's wild. You get right in and out, though. We had no issues at all. It was very nice and very affordable for all of us. We all, met. We're trying to find another place, but nothing seems to match Cabo, There's a lot of nightlife there, too.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
You're no stranger to the nightlife, Vance.
Yeah, a few of us went out at night after we put the winos to bed. Y'all probably had the brother-in-law like that. He gets a little carried away, and you're like,
well, Jacob might now, but
Jacob's the only one out of us that's married. We're all young pups yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jacob just got married this year.
Wow.
August 1st.
How's that going? Well, that's just like right away.
Yeah, like a month ago.
Yeah. No, it's been great actually. But when people said it's a little different with the marriage over top of you, I'm like, I always probably want to be there. It is different. You can talk about a lot of different things than you would not expect.
Did you spend any time together? I mean, how much before you got married were y'all going?
We were together for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Before. Yeah.
Highly recommend that,
Yeah.
Taking some time.
I had a few mistakes before I found the right one, that's for sure.
Good.
What got you in all of this? Because didn't you start out as like a pottery place and then?
Yeah. So I used to work at Cargill. I got relocated here from Dallas, Texas.
I was always wondering that. What brought you from Texas to Celina?
92, man. I was actually I'd won a sales contest, and Kim and I were in Hawaii with some of the other sales guys, and she was actually pregnant with Sydney at the time.
Okay.
And I had my boss, I don't know, he got kind of sideways, and I was like, man, here I am, won a national sales contest, and this guy's giving me a hard time, I said, what's going on here? And we went back to the room, and Kim was not feeling well with the baby. Was pretty far along. Man, my phone's ringing in my hotel room. I'm like, what? I'm about 25 at the time, I guess. And I said, how's our only thought was something happened. Our other daughter stayed with you guys.
No way.
Yeah, she was with
Shelby
Marilyn, was watching her.
That's trouble.
And something did happen to her, but that wasn't the call. It was weird. This guy's like, hey, man, got your number from a friend of your dad's at Riceland Foods, and we're wondering if you'd be interested in come starting a division for our company up in Sydney, Ohio. And I was like,
that's a real random place.
I'm like, how'd you get my number? He goes, your mom gave it to me. I was like,
Your mom.
They tracked my mom and dad down, and from the guy that was the CEO of Riceland Foods, my dad had worked with him at Swift Meatpacking when they were kids. Said, yeah, after the meeting I had with my boss, I was like, yeah, I think I would be. He goes, would you move to Sydney, Ohio? I'm like, sure. I said, I'm young. I don't care. But, yeah, we he flew the jet down there and picked us up and brought us to Dayton. It was so funny as we had already picked out my names for my younger daughter, and it was actually Sydney.
Yeah, that's right.
Sydney, Ohio, yeah.
As we're driving in town, it's in Shelby County, which is my oldest daughter's name.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, man.
Wow. That's a little spooky.
Destiny.
Synchronicity.
But, yeah, I worked there for about 18 years and went through a lot of changes. And then we started a company called Frywise, which was a thing I'd invented. It's basically recyclable cooking oil containers. It was beer kegs, and you'd roll them around in restaurants, and we filled them. That's pretty much what I did for Cargill, and the two jobs I had before that was selling cooking oil. And I helped start the MVE program for McDonald's, which is these bigger tanks that they have in all the McDonald's now. So I invented a smaller one for independent restaurants and hospitals and nursing homes, and we were selling into 6 states with that. Ran that for about 9-10 years, I guess, and we ended up buying these buildings at downtown Celina at an auction. They both were condemned. The roofs had caved in on them, and
They were rough.
the owners didn't want to fix them, so they were pretty much boarded up. There was a used clothing store in the one side, the Brew Nation side, and when the roof caved in, that was it. It was they didn't know what in those buildings before they're there had been sitting empty probably. I know the whole since I'd moved here, and that was like in 2002. So it'd been 10 years. They pretty much the whole downtown had been just sitting as a ghost town. Excuse me, I got allergies.
No biggie.
But yeah, we took a chance. I was traveling a lot with Cargill. I covered the whole United States. Brand new division for them. A further value-added packaging, cooking oil in the 5-gallon jugs. Well, they pretty much just sold it in bulk tanks all over the world. They had plants in 26 different regions in the world. So they wanted to get closer to the restaurant operators, and I had a history of doing that. And for whatever reason, they're the largest privately held company in the world.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they're huge, and probably 100 people interviewed for that job. Most of them, I'm sure, had more experience than I did. But yeah, they liked the way I could communicate. That was
Hell yeah.
that was the big thing.
Hey, we
is-
like the way you can communicate too, man.
that's
You're famous for a reason.
yeah. Well, you can. My dad always said I talk too much. He goes, he used to ride with me and he'd say, "You talked yourself out of more sales than you've gotten."
I don't know about that one.
But yeah, that's kind of how I got here, and we that came to an end, and we ran Frywise for a while, and then we started the coffee shop, Java Nation, and that went pretty good. And then the other building went down, so we made an offer on that. And yeah, the city had some monies to help fix the roof because it was a pretty significant situation. So we had a matching fund where we had to come up with like $100,000, and they matched it with like $100,000, and had
awesome.
all the roofs redone.
Oh, nice.
And so,
I never knew things like that happened until we had either Bill Sell came on or
No,
June
it was
Scott.
June Scott.
June Scott was
June
talking about
Scott,
that. I didn't
yeah.
know that the city would help you in that way at
Yeah.
all. That's awesome, especially for a main street like that.
it was Sharon LaRue at the time was the mayor, and she was pretty forward thinking a lot of stuff back then. And they were pretty open, and they were we needed something to come in downtown because it was really, the downtown has issues with in the service industry is most of it during the summer. Our lake is really, and especially this summer, has been extremely busy, and people gravitate towards more of the lake related bars. So we're busier during the winter at that place than we are in the summer, actually. So summer's kind of, we try and coast by and gear things up and get bands lined up and special events. My wife Kim's an artist, and she does the paint your own pottery still, and she has art camps. And we have a girl that does art on. We started doing a Facebook art show, and people come in, kids during the pandemic, they get a kit. And then this girl, Harley, she'd dress up like Picasso, and she'd walk them. They'd have their kit at home, and they'd do their painting, and she'd walk them through the strokes and the different colors. And we'd assemble a kit with all the specific colors they needed, and it'd come with a canvas. And then we even, when they passed it where we could sell, wine and things to go, we started doing wine and canvas to go.
Nice.
So
There
the
we
women,
go.
then we got the women and the ladies involved.
Kim's good at that.
Yeah, that's kind of been our claim to success there is the special events. But we have added a kind of interesting thing with that business is we added a commercial air fryer last week. So
Oh, okay.
They make those commercially.
yeah, it's a big daddy, and it'll get it out fast. So we do smoked wings and smoked brisket and smoked pork and all that. When I grew up, I worked at a barbecue shop slinging briskets.
You're like a classic Texan. You know that?
That's a real Texan.
There's more barbecue sold in Texas than hamburgers.
That's
I could see that.
It's crazy. We had the one place, Angelo's, where I worked. We'd go through 50 briskets, like 20-pound briskets a day.
Holy cow.
His smoker was as big as this room.
That's awesome.
It was all the way across, and it was a big turning wheel. We'd have to shove wood in there all day, and all they sold was barbecue brisket, ribs, coleslaw and potato salad, chips, and Budweiser. That was it. Water. They didn't have Coke, Pepsi, nothing. It was beer or water.
Sounds like most
I like
barbecue
that.
shops.
I like that.
That's when you know it's good barbecue, though.
Oh man, you could smell it for miles. And they'd have they actually is interesting thing if you're ever at our place is we actually back then we put in Texas they put mustard on their sandwiches. So it's a sliced brisket sandwich with onions and mustard.
That sounds really good.
It's excellent, but we don't put the mustard on. We ask people if they're interested. Most people are like, what the hell?
I might have to try.
That's like in
That's a
good.
great idea.
in Chicago, they have Chicago brats, and they put specific stuff on it. And mustard's one of them too.
I love them brats up there, man. Them street dogs, they're really good.
Oh,
The
yeah.
tomatoes and the peppers and onions.
Exactly. They dress them up like a hamburger.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah.
Just the hot dogs too. Yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a thing since we moved here. We're lake rats, you know. That's how the name came from. We used to live on the lake on the other side, but up from Shockers. I don't know if y'all have ever been there.
Yeah, in Montezuma. You ever been to Shockers, Vance?
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna say yes or no. That's incriminating.
Yeah, we are going on the internet after this.
Yeah, but yeah, that was we've had some fun times down there. But they, it's then we built an apartment above the restaurant there, and we're living
It's beautiful
there.
up there too.
We love it. If you guys are ever in, come on up. We'll give you we're actually starting work on a new bathroom tomorrow, and we're trying to get Celina glass to help me with a window on the back of the building.
Nice.
That'd be sweet views, though.
Yeah, well, we can see the Burger King and Taco Bell a little bit.
From the front, I mean.
Yeah.
Pride of Celina.
Yeah, the patio's on the back.
Okay.
Yeah, all that. So it's a lower level there, but we're gonna put a little patio. But you guys are all from Celina, so I got a question for you about an idea. I don't know if I want it going out everywhere, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'm wanting to name a beer or a pizza after like the Bulldogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're trying to make and be the biggest pizza in Mercer County.
Like the largest in size.
The largest in size.
Okay.
All right.
Go big or go home.
I like it.
And we want to call it the Bulldog Beast. But my wife is like, "What? Nobody's gonna order the bull." I'm like, I think they would.
Beast.
Well, here's what I think. Seatown kind of owned the Celina branded restaurant there for a minute when they were on Main Street. I think they may have lost a step when they moved out to Haveman over by Walmart and stuff. A bigger place, I'm sure they're still doing fine. But when we were on sports teams in high school, you got done with practice on like before game day Thursdays, and it'd be unlimited wings, all that stuff, and you'd go there and everyone would just feast. If you guys could try to emulate that energy.
Yeah.
Because it was like a school pride thing. I mean, it was like...
I don't feel like we're... and I don't get too involved in the restaurant. I'm got this and the brewery but I don't feel like we have a product that's connected. You know, I remember when Seatown took over for Bella's. Mm-hmm. And before that, it was actually a Irish bar, something, I forget the name of it, but Seatown had a contest, a wing eating contest, and that was what started the whole thing.
Really?
They had all the football team in there and the coaches, and that really
Okay.
They had
You should have a pizza eating contest then.
Where you go? Pizza. Yeah.
Well, that's the thought, or do another wing thing, because like Hank said, they've kind of steered over there.
Yeah.
And we have the smoker now, and we have the air fryer for the French fries, you know. But we could easily do a wing competition,
That's
you know.
a great idea.
I like the sound of that Bulldog Beast, though.
Bulldog Beast.
I like the sound of
That's
it.
what I was
Bulldog
thinking, you know.
Beast.
My wife looks at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, man, we can.
It's because Kim's the realist of the bunch, man.
Yeah, yeah,
She's the yin to your yang, man.
yeah.
She makes it work.
She waits till everybody forgets about it, and then she says, "Hey, I got this idea." That's the way you get ready. You're like, man. Next thing you know, you don't have any ideas. They're all saying, "Man, I don't know how I made it this far without."
Very nice. Hey, you guys want to take a break?
Yeah, that's cool.
We can take a break.
Cool.
Take a break quick. And we're back.
Hell yeah!
You guys missed out on all the fun stuff, yes, yet again, in the break.
We always talk about some not
Juicy stuff.
juicy stuff.
Yeah.
Juicy stuff.
If you want to hear it, come on.
But we were talking about the Doras, right?
Yeah, that's kind of a new thing here in Ohio. It's taken off.
You want to explain that?
Yeah, we were down in Loveland was our first experience with it. My daughter runs a meat butcher shop down in Wyoming, Ohio, and she has all the scoop and down in that market, and went up there kayaking and or cabrewing, if you will, and of course that's one of our beers, just in case you.
Is it seriously you got cabrewing?
Cabrew.
Heyo.
Wow.
It's in the tank. But Yeah, so we're down there and everybody's walking around and the city's hustling around and we're like, wow, what is, it's like a Wednesday. What's going on? And everybody has this little white cup. And so we asked one of them and they said they had just passed the DORA, which is the Designated Outdoor Recreation Area. And what that does is it's a state program where cities can set up an area for people to be able to, for example, come into Brew Nation. We have a special cup, and I believe some of the proceeds from the bars that purchase the cups and that are participating, some of the money goes back into some charity or whatnot. It may be of your choice. I don't know for sure. But the cool thing is you get that cup filled at any of the bars in the designated areas. You can carry it around. For example, if we have Midnight Gladness, we have a ton of special events that Kim started over the years that tried to promote our downtown business and the boutiques. And, we have the new store, Stacy Brunswick, open, super nice. Mommy and Me. There's actually quite a few of them. My wife knows all the names. I've been in them, but I can't think of all their names. But to carry a beer around and create the tourism, I think it's definitely a win-win for the local merchants to keep our city at least competitive with people like Greenville, who has already got it. Van Wert is in the process of getting it, and Wapakoneta is in the process of getting it approved. So now a lot of the tourists that might come to our small town, may opt out to go to somewhere like that instead of coming to our town and frequenting our businesses downtown. So we're hoping maybe, if we do a little legwork and provide some facts to the city council, that they will be open to approving something like this. But it's really working in Loveland and Walpock, and I think theirs is already kicked in. I'm not sure, 100% sure, but I just, as long as we're all on the same level playing field, I think our town has as much to offer, if not more, than many of the other communities in Ohio that are approving this type of activity.
What do you think is holding us back? What's keeping the naysayers saying no?
It's just I don't think anybody's actually said no. I just don't think anybody has, including us, as we're pretty, we've been in front of the city council many times over the years, and our city council, and for the most part, is pretty receptive to, things. For example, letting us use the alley when they needed more parking, and they closed off our drive-through. And so it's always there's always a give and take. But I think as in any managing any city, it's up to the people who are going to benefit to bring the facts to the table and show how it may benefit them. I think in my opinion, it's not their place to go out and do all the legwork. As much as I'd like to say, hey, we want this, and then they go do all the work.
Yeah,
that's probably not going to happen.
How it's going to go. Yeah,
the best way to, as in any work in your life, if you want to get more money from your employer, you got to show them why you're doing such a great job. It's up to you to show that you deserve that type of thing, and make something measurable. And I think it's definitely something that could be measurable by the turnover we've had in a lot of our shops downtown. And I think it's difficult to get people to come downtown. It's for that shopping experience. We have almost all the storefronts are full now, which has come a long way since '92 when we first moved here. That town was empty till '02, and I think we just need to get more progressive, because I think we have a lot of young people moving back to the area, and we have a lot of industry growing in the area. We have the lowest unemployment in the state.
Excellent. Yeah.
Our housing situation is pretty tight, which is reflective of people having money and being able to, buy a homestead. So I think the long run, we're going in the right direction. We just can't, sit on our laurels, because it's a very competitive environment these days.
Oh yeah, I think small towns are about to boom because of remote work.
Yeah.
So like my sister Holly works in Columbus, has to deal with all the traffic, has to deal with all the expenses of living. with the same amount of money she spends in Columbus, she can get a really nice place in Celina. And I bet there's many more like her who would do something like that. And it's going to be a competition between the local small communities like Wapak and Van Wert, some of the ones you mentioned.
Yeah,
to get
for
those
sure.
people to come and move in their area.
Well, I think the whole COVID thing is kind of like showing why it's the downfall of living in these expensive cities
Well,
and everything.
the issue is you can't do any of the fun things in the cities right now.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're fun to live in. But
Yeah.
with all that's going on and being able to work from anywhere with remote working, I think why not live in a smaller town?
Mm-hmm.
It's a catch-22, you know. With my girls, they love the city, and they like all the activities and the cultural events and the concerts and you know, professional sports and. Excuse me. I think that has a big draw to young individuals, but there's an equally amount of people, such as yourselves, that like being in. You know, you can maybe, you know, like we're sitting in this really nice studio. I think we, you know, are doing something very fun and unique that you wouldn't be able to do this in the city without putting down a deposit.
True.
You know, and maybe this is something you could do professionally in the future. You know, you guys have got a platform here that is very comfortable, and it's you know, you guys are asking positive questions. There's not any controversy going on.
Not yet.
But I think that's a win-win for you guys. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs could come to this town, and the cost of living around Mercer County is really low.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's one of the things we love about it is, you know, people are paid competitively, and they have, you know, money that they can spend, and they're raising their families here, and housing is still somewhat affordable relative to buying a house in Cincinnati or Columbus. You know. So I think we're getting an influx of young people saying, man, you know what? It wasn't so bad back home. Maybe I could make and there's a lot more professional jobs showing up here. You know, with Crown is expanding all the time, and is it Ferguson out here?
Sure,
and,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Celina Tent.
Celina Tent, Celina Glass, you know, they're all just booming.
Yeah, Celina Tent, did they just buy that big old place in St. Mary's?
The old Kmart?
Yeah, the whole
I think
Kmart
so.
place.
That's what they were doing with that. I was
Yeah.
wondering about that.
And they're what, going to manufacture over there? Do you know anything about
I
it?
don't know. I just heard that they bought that whole entire, basically the whole time building. So that's a great retail investment.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a lot of room to grow in the area too. Like when in cities, you're so limited.
The
you
competition is fierce.
Well, not just that, you're limited by the ordinances and whatever. You can only do specific things in specific areas. You can't even really rent a place on High Street in Columbus. Is just you can't afford it. Like unless you have your businesses are already making $10K a month.
Like. The one thing that could possibly, if they start to just go away from the cities and they start making these small towns into big cities, it could do the same exact thing as what happened with these big cities. If they come back
It'd
and
take a while.
Well,
it'll take a while, but if they just bring them in,
you got to remember that.
Meanwhile, Vance would be laughing in the bank.
oh yeah.
You got to remember that the small towns were everyone lived in the small towns 70 years ago, and then they moved to kind of more industrial and moved to all the cities and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's definitely, we're starting to get that city vibe. I know Brew Nation is a reflection of a lot of things. You know, we were fortunate enough with my when I worked at Cargill, I was able to travel quite frequently around, you know, different countries and almost in every city in the U.S. So I was gone every day, but one thing that we've brought back is we've tried to bring that vibe to our town, and because before really all we had was more of the social clubs, and we didn't have much of the things that young people are experiencing in college or if they moved away. The coffee shops and the free Wi-Fi and a place to, you know, for a student or anyone, a professional to stop and get free Wi-Fi, have their own space and do work in the morning, have a coffee or a latte. So
I love seeing that crowd at Brew Nation too.
yeah,
When you go in there and you just see a couple business people like on their laptops, to me that just sets the tone.
yeah.
Well, I remember going to coffee shops in Columbus all the time just to go
Yeah.
and study. So it definitely brings me back.
We've been after keeping that vibe going. You know, we have a lot of new competition in town. We gave up our drive-through so we could redo our sidewalks. It's a big sacrifice for us. You know, we didn't want to give up our drive-through. We put in a wall and a window, and we were expecting a lot of business from that. But you know, to be part of the community and just be able to say, yeah, you know, they only needed 2 more parking spots, and we got all of our sidewalks put in free in Celina.
And those were getting old. I remember those.
It was bad.
Those were very bad.
You couldn't walk a stroller down our downtown.
No.
You couldn't ride a skateboard, and of course, there's a lot of people against that. You know,
They just banned a bunch of electronic boards.
I dig those things,
Yeah,
man.
that's fun.
Really?
Yeah, so there's like, I've been seeing them every once in a while. Not anymore because they literally made it illegal. But a bunch of these kids have the little electronic boards that have been zipping around in little gangs. Those things are fast as
those
shit,
things
dude.
are
They're
sweet.
wild.
Why
I remember-
would they ban those things?
They're
Those are
dangerous,
awesome.
dude.
They're
dangerous.
fun,
Yeah,
man.
So
I
is
remember
everything,
when
man.
I was a kid, and we got chewed out of every area of skateboarding.
Yeah,
People
they're-
did not like skateboarders at
Ruffians,
all.
man. They're
Yeah.
bad influence. Don't hang out with the skater boys.
Oh yeah, I remember just getting the cops. We would have cops calling on us. I was like 12 years old, and get the cops called on us for just jumping stairs. Like
We were when I was growing up. We probably were some of the first people to do the half pike with the skateboard. One of my neighbors, one of my best friends growing up, his dad was a carpenter, and I'll never forget. We all were skateboarding, and everybody's giving us a hard time. You know, anywhere we could get smooth rides, we'd go if we could ride our bike there. But we come home one day, and the guy had built like a 20-foot half pike.
seriously,
Nice.
Yeah, we could drop in like Tony Hawk.
those things were so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We would get air. I mean,
Yeah.
we were doing it before it was really cool.
Because it was
you
like
know?
it started off with like pools and everything. People just were using pools.
Yeah.
old pools.
And we had neoprene wheels like we're on on your
yeah.
skates at the skating arena.
Yeah.
And we were making our own boards in wood shop, man.
Nice.
Oh,
You were pioneers. You grew up in Texas, right? So
Yeah.
that's like the Texas skateboarding scene.
It was unbelievable. We could really get some air and shit too. It was hard to believe that. And then, you know, as we went away and everybody went to college and stuff, and then all of a sudden, you know, you see that, so we were like, wow, we were doing that shit before it was cool.
Oh yeah, I feel like skateboarding got big in like the 80s and 90s, and
Yeah.
then kind of died out a little bit. Now it's kind of on the return. You see a lot more kids longboarding and stuff.
Them longboards are nice, man.
Oh, yeah.
We did that. We did that
we did a
hard
lot.
in high school.
A lot of our the beard oil. The guy is a longboarder and a graffiti artist and a
That explains the designs.
yeah,
Okay.
and a barber as well. But yeah, all the designs are from his experiences. But that's how I connected with him. Is, you know, all the things he was doing are the same things I'd been doing my whole life. You know, he just was expressed it in a beard, you know, care products company, which is cool. Now it's part of us.
That's pretty sweet.
We just had it was interesting. We had the Home Shopping Network call us. Excuse me. And I was all pumped up. I'm like, yeah. And they go, yeah, we're promoting small businesses. We picked yours out off
Wow.
of the Shopify program. We'd love to
Nice.
feature you in the Christmas catalog. I'm like, okay. I said, I'm biting. What you know? What's the program? She goes all through this, and then it was like $1,500 a minute.
Yep.
Holy
I
cow.
was waiting for it.
I'm like, what?
How are you supporting small businesses?
I said, what is an average ad, you know, or the segment run? She goes, 4 to 8 minutes. I'm like, and you got small businesses spending, that's like my whole marketing budget for my beard care products for the whole year.
Yeah.
And of course, I haven't heard back from them now.
Yeah.
It wasn't very much small business, but
No.
We've been
yeah.
getting those for instant order.
really?
Different magazines will reach out to us. Hey, we want to feature your business in new tech startups, that kind of thing. And I've reached out to different people that have done it in the past because I can see their past stories.
Yeah.
And they're like, this shit's not worth it, man. It's you know, it's expensive. It's almost a racket.
It seemed like a cat. I thought it was something was happening, to be honest with you. But It's for real. I seen all the things, but I've never even been on the home shopping. It sounded great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It sounds really cool. Yeah.
I feel like just now the only people looking at the home shopping network are like grandmothers or something buying their kids
you just
something.
pissed off half of our market, Frank.
Yeah, that's
it's all over now.
That and the ones that don't have cable anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The antennas are back in style. They get the home shopping network though.
I remember. I know what you're talking about.
I was surprised though; it was so expensive. I was curious what y'all's thoughts were on
That's
it.
expensive. I have no doubt that is.
I feel
expensive.
like terrestrial TV in general is really expensive. I do a lot of marketing for restaurants online via Facebook and Google, and I talked to Pat Rosenbeck. I don't know if you know him at all. At Grill on Main in
Sure.
Coldwater. And he's always trying to do TV ads. I'm thinking, man, that's so expensive for what you're getting. But he says it's the way to go. I don't know. I feel like if you took that same budget and put it on Facebook, you'd be making a lot more conversions. But I don't know.
You'd be surprised though. So many people tune in that 6 o'clock news still.
I
Yeah,
guess
A
so.
lot of people do. I mean, that's my dad still is like, oh, I can't talk. And then
gotta watch the news.
What news is on? Like,
Yeah, it's tough. It's the advertising thing is it's hard to. My thought is you should be doing a little bit of everything.
That's good.
Within reason.
don't put all your eggs in the one basket.
Yeah,
I get a lot of my advertisement from like hearing stuff from podcasts. Like right before they do the podcast, they have like a little advertisement of whatever they had, and that's where I get a lot of my product. Like
I feel like
things I
that's
look
just the
up.
change. It's like
Yeah,
as the
everyone's
more
going to podcasts
the younger kids
now.
are growing into
Yeah.
careers and everything, it's just going to change.
Well, you're dead on with that. Since we bought the Gnarly Beard Company, my learning curve was pretty high at the time, and it's been only 6 months. But for example, I was talking to the guys about doing a bearded podcast, for beard care products, the Gnarly line, and bringing some of my bearded guys and do some sort of review of different products or develop some sort of program for that evening. But I probably sponsored 20 different online beard competitions this past through the last pandemic, where normally I have a pop-up beard trimming chair. So I hire a local barber, we bring it to the competition, we give out samples, t-shirts, hats, and you bring in a barber and they do a trimming for free and for like an hour at the show, and then the competition starts, and there's usually 200 to 300 people at these competitions.
Does everyone have a beard?
Everyone.
You'd be like, you don't have a beard, you're just like the
Get out.
loner.
Yeah.
You're just
Like, how'd that guy get in?
Damn it.
Oh, they have and they have whisker a competition for the women where they make their own beard. They wear it, and there's some pretty cool stuff going on. But like the Mercer County Facial Hair Club, I shouldn't say most, but all of them have a charity. So these bearded guys, I didn't know this until I got involved with them over the last couple of years, but like the Mercer County Facial Hair Club, when they have theirs, they have a bicycle poker run, and they're giving away a Traeger. You can buy tickets for $1 to win this Traeger grill that I think that was sponsored by Ace Hardware here in town. But at Christmas time last year, I think they gave away a couple hundred free bicycles to kids in the area.
Wow.
Good for
Oh,
them.
that's pretty sweet.
So almost all, like the Bearded Villains, we're doing one in the 26th in St. Louis. It's going to be the first live show we've been to besides at our store, but it's a charity for cancer, and all the proceeds, all the tickets, all the 50-50, all the donations from the vendors, everything goes to charity. They don't keep any money whatsoever. So the bearded community is pretty – I didn't realize how charitable and these events that they do, and it gives them some sort of way to give back to the community as a group. And this is going on globally. It's so weird how the beard community isn't just, you see people with beards, you don't think about, charities and special events.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all over the world, and they all give money to charities like crazy.
Yeah, like those guys with big beards have like nests with birds in them.
Yeah.
Like use that as bowls with.
I like the
that was pretty
mustaches.
cool.
I think the mustaches.
are pretty sweet.
People are crazy.
That's
with
the
those.
whaler.
Yeah.
The whaler?
Yeah, the whaler look.
Yeah.
They have they have like 20 different areas of competition categories, and and they give away. For example, the fairgrounds here had thrown away a bunch of trophies of horses and this and that, and I found some of them, gave them to the club, and they put a new plaque on them. It still had the horse, but it's like, hey, you won this category. Here's your prize.
That just makes it better, though. I feel
Yeah.
like just because it's almost like I don't even know. I would think it's better.
It is so
It's
fun.
rough and fun and spontaneous. It's good.
Hopefully by next winter when it comes around, we'll be able to have that again this year, and maybe you guys would come check it out.
Well, hopefully I
I'd
could
love
grow
to.
them by then. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Frank,
yeah.
Frank is mustache all the way.
Yeah, I can grow a mean mustache,
that
but
Italian stash. Italian
anything
stallion.
other than that.
Yeah,
Now, Jacob, I haven't seen you go very hard yet,
Yeah.
son. You can do a nice.
I have
5
a
o'clock
mustache, but everything else, no. I'm screwed. I'm not doing it.
I'm lucky that I got the hair gene. That's for sure. I've let my hair grow out in the back. It's the longest it's ever been.
I'm so jealous.
You're bringing it
That's
back.
pretty
I'm going all the way.
Nice.
I feel like that long hair is just all coming back again.
I think they were wanting to do the old mullet, but I'm not doing that.
Not doing the mullet?
Not doing the mullet.
We got some friends doing the mullet
Dude,
now. That's
yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
that's
I
alright.
got a mohawk. That's about it.
Yeah, I'd do the mohawk before the mullet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I feel like your generation might have given the mullet a bad name.
yeah. Everybody had them. I certainly tried, but back then my dad'd get hold of me. I wouldn't have hair for very long. So get that. And then, when I was in school, in high school, they wouldn't let you grow your hair long. My
Really?
particular school is a public school, but we had an area for the guys to smoke their stuff,
Yeah.
and guys for the cowboys to chew their tobacco. And the teacher's lounge was probably the hippest place in town, It's like, now look at where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We had everything going for us. I don't know where it all went left.
Yeah, it took up all the fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been good. I really appreciate you guys inviting me here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got any more questions or anything? Or
Let's go ahead and do all your shout outs. Reach out, tell them where to find you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got like a few things going on here. One is obviously the Brew Nation, which we're really trying to promote our new catering menu and our new air fried menu.
That's even healthier. I know air
Yeah,
frying is a lot
It's
healthier.
right there on Main Street,
Air frying's
Celina, Ohio.
pretty sweet,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's on your catering stuff?
So we've got an old Texas style smoker in the back of our building. A lot of people don't know about, but yeah, we smoke beef briskets.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
About
sweet.
22 hours with my own hand
nice.
rub that's made at the here in town at the spice plant. And then we have
Wait, hold up. There's a spice plant
oh yeah,
in Celina?
was it CNS Foods or CES Foods?
Oh, right on Industrial Drive, right.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Kind of next to the print shop there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they make spices, barbecue
Really?
sauce, salad dressings.
Oh, that's the smell I always smell
Yeah.
by going by there.
Oh yeah, they custom make anything. So the guy that I worked for when I was growing up with the barbecue spice, I gave him a sample of that because we were paying a lot of freight to get it up here, and they kind of cloned it for us, and we had to buy a certain amount of it. But yeah, we are having our spices made there now, and actually one of the girls that worked for us, her mother's like the culinary chef out
You
there.
need to market that it's all homemade,
Yeah.
locally
You guys really
made.
Yeah,
do a
that's-
good
You
job. on the
definitely
local.
should.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
We're trying. We're meeting with Greens Meats. We're trying to switch
Nice.
some of our sausages and stuff to those guys, and we sell a ton of sausage boards and meat and cheese trays. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we've been trying to get them as everything is local. We've been getting it from my daughter in Cincy, but that's just a pain and it's too far away. But I'd rather buy from Greens, and I think that we'll be able to work something out. And we're going to add a hamburger to our menu, which we've never had.
Oh, nice.
I'll have to come try that.
Yeah, it's gonna. You know, my wife does. I was looking at some pre-made ones, and that didn't work out.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to come and get that Bulldog Beast, though.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we talked about that. I can show her, hey, there's some.
I mean, I'm all for that. That sounds good to me.
You got three dudes on board.
I'm in.
Yeah, and then we're just trying to evolve a little bit as we're getting older, and with the e-commerce, the Gnarly Beard Company has been very good to us through the pandemic. We were fortunate enough that he had recipes that were with the World Health Organization for the hand sanitizer. So we probably made 20 or 30,000 bottles. I lost count at one point of hand sanitizer for people all the way to Florida and Texas and California.
Awesome.
Wow.
And Ohio, Illinois, but all sold on our website, the gnarlybeardcompany.com. And so
make sure you guys give them a follow on Instagram and Facebook and wherever else.
Yeah, and there's some promotions on there for liking us if you end up ordering products. And if you like us on Facegram or Instagram or Twitter, Facebook.
The Facegram.
Yeah, Facegram. That's what it is now, though, ain't
Yeah, it is. I mean, you're right.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah, there's some promotions on there for that, and then of course with the Big Fish Tuff Tackle, we're hoping to have. I don't know. We're looking at the front of the brewery as maybe a tackle shop next year.
That'd be cool.
Interesting.
It's
It's already kind of themed that way.
Yeah. And we haven't, the tap room on that side hasn't been super utilized, because we have such.
I feel like this summer might have been the turning point.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
When we moved the taps to the main room, that really was the right move for us because we got 5,000 square feet over there, and of course we have liquor and wine and a lot of things. So we have beers that we had 20 taps in there, and 10 are ours and 10 are guest taps, which is really unheard of in a brewery. I mean, if you go into another brewery that has guest taps like we do, I would be surprised. We're probably one of the few, but I dig it. I just enjoy seeing all the concoctions other breweries are making.
Oh, yeah.
And we learn from some of what they're doing, and maybe they learn something from us. But that's what's cool about the craft beer industry is even through the pandemic, everybody has kind of, gotten together and tried to do collaborations. Some of the other breweries were doing a lot better with their carry out, so we might have collaborated with them and get some of the proceeds and in other cities where maybe, their growler sales were real popular or come out, retail went through the roof when this thing hit. We personally weren't set up for retail. But some of our, brewing partners and stuff, and we went and brewed with them and we generated a little income from that.
Good.
So we've been fortunate that our brewery here in Celina has been accepted as a reputable brewer throughout Ohio.
I hear good reviews from people in my life. And also, one thing we can all do is whatever bar you go to, if you can't make it all the way to Celina to try Lake Rat Brew beers, ask the bartenders about it. See if they can get it in on tap. It really helps Vance out, and it'll hopefully spread the love a little bit.
Yeah,
I know I always do, no matter where I am.
I mean, I'm tired of just seeing like Budweiser and
it's everywhere.
It's just the same 5 whatever beers.
They're such a unique flavor.
IPAs
are very unique flavors that not very many people have the taste for, but once you get into them, they are awesome.
Growing and growing, I say.
Yes.
We've been pretty lucky. I think by not being available everywhere, we kind of picked our battles. Just off the cuff, McSober's has been a big supporter of ours. Trent and Mike over there are really support everybody in the community, even through the pandemic, helping people with their carry-out menus and things like that. So those two dudes are super cool. Even Jamie's, they've brought our beer in. The Eagles here in town, they've been a very positive supporter of us. We're in almost all the Ralphie's in Ohio. A friend of mine runs those, and so
wow,
yeah,
seriously,
that's been a big.
I love Ralphie's. They got good wings.
Oh man, they do the business, and a sports bar carrying our kind of beers is kind of rare.
They gotta have somebody though. Like,
we're their IPA, man.
Perfect.
Yeah.
good choice.
And the dirty little ore, they like that a lot.
You got to try that one next.
But yeah, those have been some of the ones that have. A guy from Coldwater runs the Logan's Irish Pub up in Findlay. He's been cool with us. But yeah, we don't try and sell to everybody, but it's like I used to tell a lot of the people when I was on the road is like, I don't want everybody's business. I just want yours. And,
That's a good way.
and mean it, when you tell somebody that, because they'll take it to heart. But yeah,
Oh, yeah. But so we got the beard company,
Gnarly Beard Co.
GnarlyBeardCo.com,
There's
and then
sweet, sticker here.
Lake Rat Brewery.
Lake Rat Brewery, and then what's the Big Fish Tuff Tackle.
Yep.
.com.
And Brew Nation.
And Brew Nation. Oh, yeah.
course.
Don't forget Brew Nation.
Vance, really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
man. Thanks for taking the
a ton.
time.
Right on, guys. I dig
Sweet.
what y'all are doing here, man. Let's do it again.
Oh,
Love
yeah,
to,
we're
love
down.
to.
And thank you for all of what you've been kind to us. Very kind.
Well, I hope it's a positive experience here. So
It definitely is.
we'll see you soon.
All righty.
See you guys.
Peace.